At Nigerian Exchange Group, your comfort and safety is our priority. As part of our health and safety policy, please listen to the following announcement. For your convenience, the restrooms are located to your right, just outside the door of this event hall. In the unlikely event of an emergency, 2 exits have been provided for your use. A stairway that you can access from the lift lobby just before you enter the event center. Another emergency exit is located right behind the stage's backdrop. The door can be opened by pushing the handle. Please do not use the elevators during an emergency. Rather, locate the nearest exit from where you are sitting in a calm and orderly fashion. Emergency responders will also be available to provide additional instructions as required. Please switch off your cell phones or activate the silent function so we don't interrupt the proceedings here today. Once again, welcome, and do enjoy your stay at the Nigerian Exchange Group.
Thank you so much, technical team. I'd like to welcome you again to the closing ceremony of the 2024 IOSCO World Investor Week, the Retail Investors Engagement. So that means that some things have been happening, but today the program couldn't close without you, and we said we needed to celebrate you, our retail investors. Oh my goodness, I didn't hear a clap. Don't you deserve it? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Again, I'm going to break protocol, and please forgive me for that. But before I introduce, there's some people you're looking at and you're admiring and you're wondering, who is that, who is that? But I wanted to explain a few things. What if I asked you, our guest, that or told you that at the end of this program, if you listen very well, and we asked you 1 or 2 questions, that if you get all the answers correctly, can I get a mic, please? I get all the answers correctly, that you will get $10 million. What would you, I saw somebody like, yeah. Or what would you do? Can I have 2 people just give me answers? I just want 2 people. Just raise your hand. Tell me, what would you do if I told you that at the end of this program, short program, that you get $10 million? What would you do? Yes, I have somebody here.
I pay close attention.
He said he will pay close attention. Yes, somebody raised their hand over there.
If I got $10 million, I'm going to open a manufacturing company that produces fabrics and lights for events.
Yes, but my question was, what would you do if I told you at the end of this program, if you listen carefully, you took down everything that was said, that you would get $10 million if you answer the questions correctly? What would you do throughout the program?
Okay, to pay close attention.
Yes, when you say place, what do you mean? I need somebody. Yeah. You take notes. Great, thank you very much for that. And that's why I'm telling you that this program, very short, is worth more than $10 million. So, listen, even the opening remarks, even if they come in and say, hello, record it, they said hello, right? It is important. And, okay, you think I'm joking, right? Now, look to my right. Are you seeing some high level, very high level, right? They say Igbo, and I can't say it in Igbo, sorry. There's a proverb that says that when some masquerades come out, you know that something big is happening. These people don't come out anyhow, trust me. And that they're here today, it means that this program is worth more than $10 million. And to start it off, I'd like to introduce to you the Director General of the Securities and Exchange Commission, Dr. Agama, all the way from Abuja. Thank you very much. And beside him, we have the Executive Commissioner, Operations, Securities and Exchange, Mr. Bola Ajamole. At that clap, I say these people don't call. It should be, hey, today is going to be something else. So, thank you. Thank you. And today, you can see I'm smiling. I'm excited because it's rare. I have with us the group CEO of the best company you can ever work in, the Nigerian Exchange Group, Mr. Temi Popola. Thank you. And also, I'm smiling. I have with us the CEO of the Nigerian Exchange, Mr. Jude Chiemeka. And I just spoke with this man, and he says, how did I hear about him? He hopes I had some mixed breed information about him, not just all bad. And I said, no, of course it's all good. I'd like to introduce to you Mr. Tunde Kamali, Director, Office of the DG, Securities and Exchange Commission. Also with us is the Director, Lagos Zonal Office, SEC, Mrs. Hafsat Rufai. Forgive me. Welcome and welcome indeed. And with us is the CEO, NGX Regulation Limited, Mr. Femi Shobanjo. I'm sure you're going to ask me, what does that mean? But the information will come as it goes. As I introduce to you the doyen of the market, Mr. Sam Ndata. Thank you and thank you again. And as we go on, we'll keep introducing as we go. I'd like to also welcome the Managing Director, NG Clearing Limited, Mr. Oraba. The Deputy Director, Head, Market Development Department, Mrs. Ojone Kabir. Thank you. And also the Deputy Director, Head, Legal and Enforcement Division of the Lagos Zonal Office, Mr. John Briggs. Welcome, welcome indeed. I can go on and on. And you know why? Because these people made out time, all the way, most of them from Abuja, just to make sure that this program gets to you and the information. So I'll go on also to introduce to you Mrs. Okuche, Divisional Head, Financial Inclusion and Investor Education. Thank you. Also here is the Registrar and CEO of CIS, who is representing the President of the Chartered Institute of Stockbrokers, Mr. Akerewusi. Welcome, sir. And also here in our midst is the Head Trading and Products of the NGX, Mr. Abimbola Babalola. Now, there are people that said, I want to be part of this. I want to support the NGX and the SEC in ensuring that this program happens. And those are our partners and our sponsors. And please clap for them because they felt it was important. And I'd like to introduce them to you. The Managing Director, CEO, United Capital Securities, Mr. Orisha Jaffo. Thank you, sir. Welcome, and thank you again. Clap for them. Oh, they said it must happen. Oh, great. And again, I'd like to welcome and thank the Group Managing Director, Z-Crest Group, Mr. Adedayo Hamsat, CFA. See, the people are celebrating. Did you hear the ooh? It was silent, but it came out. Did you hear it? That's how. Now, but that's not just all. We have, if you look, some people are wearing red jackets, and they are to my right. That is the vast array of the stockbrokers and trading license holders that we have at the NGX. Please welcome them. But most importantly, we welcome you, the team from the GFA Technique. I said before, this 10 million, I hope you noted all the people I called, though. Hope you noted my smile, right? And remember, some people you see say, it's generational wealth. It's generational wealth. Their fathers gave them, if not for their father. This is your own generational wealth, right? It's about to start. Great. So we will begin with the opening remarks. And I'd like to welcome the Director General of the SEC, Dr. Agama.
So, the chairman, the NGX Group, PLC, here represented by the Group CEO, Mr. Temi Kupola, other executive members of the NGX, very importantly, the brokers that are here seated, and most importantly, the audience, which is you. A very good morning, or is it already afternoon? A very good afternoon. It's indeed my pleasure to be here this afternoon, more so because you are here. It will be very disheartening that I'm here and you are not here. Will I be speaking to the walls? But because you are here, I'm excited. I'm excited because we're doing something that is really, really important to our markets. That is having to celebrate you, the investors, first and foremost. We wouldn't have a market without you. So you are as important as the day itself and the market that we celebrate today. And why are we doing this? Because we value you, each and every one of you. A lot of us will not have jobs if you are not here. And that's why it's very, very important that we understand and value you for your contributions to this market, for your desire to be part of us, and for the activities that you have engaged in this market as we try to forge a better market for the future. The World Investors Week is a global week being celebrated by the International Organizations of Securities Commission, IOSCO, for which the Nigerian SEC is a signatory A member. And because we are a signatory A member, it becomes important that we join this global celebration, global acknowledgement of your resilience and your participation in our market to date. The Nigerian capital market has grown, but yet we know we still have a lot of spaces to fill. Those spaces can only be filled if you are satisfied. You may have had some experiences in the past that are unpalatable and still leave a patch in your thoughts and in your minds. But we can tell you clearly that the days have changed. The market is changing, and we are here to serve you. It's very, very important to let you know that there is a revolution, a silent revolution taking place in this market. What's our desire? To bring you all back to the markets, to make you more active in the market. But while we are doing that, we want to also assure you of our desire to protect you. The essence of this week is to tell you that we've got your back. no matter where you are, no matter what investments you do in this market, we've got your back. We've got your back, and as such, what we'll work with is transparency and integrity. We are bringing value back to this market. We are not only doing that by talking, we're implementing new regulations, and we're also bringing into this space technology, which is your next of kin. Like I said yesterday somewhere else, that the phones you now have, the Android phones, are now your next of kin. You talk to them first before you talk to anybody, oftentimes even before you talk to God. You intermittently relate with them because with it, you have the whole world in your hands. And clearly, that is the means by which we have desired to reach you. And we know that as you have your phones, so you should have investments. If you can buy a phone, then you can do an investment. If you can fly, certainly you can do an investment. If you love football, then you certainly will love investments. This is what we're speaking to in the World Investors Week. We are speaking to your heart to understand that you are part of a moving train, and will not allow you to come down, because if you miss the train, you will be missing the fortune. Today is very significant for us because the theme of the World Investors Week is what? Sustainable finance, crypto, and digital finance. What is more apt in a time like this? When you speak about climate change and climate action, when you speak about degradation of our environment, when you speak about clean energy and the future around clean energy, what's more apt for you to understand around investment, diversifying your thoughts and changing the way you think about investing, creating impact investing avenues that indeed will cause you to know that you are part of the regeneration of the earth. As we speak now, the tornadoes are all over Florida. People are camping for a space to hide. Yet we are here. Of course, like we always will pray, it will not get to us. But clearly, it is getting to somebody. But if we do our investments around sustainable finance, impact investing, not really looking at the profits that we want to get, but looking at the impact that this will bring to the world, then we'll be doing service not only to ourselves, but to the world and the future generation. Yes, it is not all that. Today, every youth, most youths particularly, are involved in crypto transactions. Is it something that is risky? Certainly it is risky. Is it something that is profitable? Certainly it is profitable. Is it something we can manage? Yes, it is. Is it something we can avoid? I don't think so. And so it is important to let you know that as we go into such investments, we must weigh the risk and rewards. We must weigh the investment strategies. We must ask ourselves, do we have the heart to go into it? And do we have what it takes to manage the risk? And if we so do, then it's a new product line. And it's something that we must be very cautious about. As we encourage that to happen, we have moved beyond that, even to digital assets, wherein we speak to issues around tokenization, we speak to issues around crowdfunding, we speak to issues around different alternative assets that play even in this area. Now, life is much easier because we can reach far through our phones and other digital tools that will help us navigate the new streams of digital assets that are coming to fore in our investment climate. Time has passed where we only think about one product and consider our markets as being monoproduct markets. It's no more monoproduct. It is now multi-product. But it's important that as we navigate these new ways of understanding new asset classes, we must, as a point of necessity, embrace financial literacy and education. It is indeed what you know that you should invest in. What you do not know, please get to know about it before you put your money into it. It sometimes will bring some pains, but most often, if you know very well and you understand the strategies, it will bring you a lot of joy. So this morning, it is indeed my pleasure to be here and to encourage us that as we celebrate the World Investors Week, it's our responsibility to bring in more investors into the Nigerian capital market. Don't eat your future. When you eat your lunch, remember there will be need for breakfast tomorrow. And so it is important that as we distribute our wealth, we should allocate some even to investment. Imagine that whole money you use in making calls or every day without a return, if you just allocate just 30 or 40% of that money into an investment, you'll be the better off than what it is today. I can give you another strategy that rather than making calls, why don't you just send a text? It will cost you only 4 naira regarding and less time. And so the other part of the money, I've not asked you to use it to go for dinner or to go for mama put. I've only asked you to change your strategy to put it in an investment that you could look out to tomorrow and say, yes, I have done well. Ask yourself, as a parent, what investment are you doing for your children? Have you thought about it? That when you have a child, you could as well make an investment for that child by putting aside some money every day, every month, as you earn the money for the investments in that, in that child. You could as well, even as young persons, knowing fully well that you desire to have a family, start creating investment for your unborn children, that when you have them, before they even grow and even know how to speak one word, already they are already having wealth being stored for them. Ladies and gentlemen, I wouldn't want to bore you, but it's just that the investors are very, very important part of our family as regulators. And as such, we have a strong responsibility to look out for them. The twin aim of the SEC is investor protection and market development. We are the only SEC in the world with such a twin objective. And that is very, very important. And so, it is important that we come out in these numbers to come speak to you about holding strong your investment. Where is your heart? Your heart is always where your treasure is. The capital market is where your treasure is. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. That was awesome. Remember, when you eat your lunch, you need to remember you've got to eat breakfast soon. So fantastic. Invest. Now, to continue on that trend, I'd like to welcome the Group Managing Director, Mr. Temi Popola, who is also wearing a second hat by representing the Group Chairman of the NGX Group, so I'd like to welcome him to please come in and give us his 10 minutes welcome remarks. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Good morning, or good afternoon again to all the distinguished guests here. And let me please stand on the protocols that have been established. As I looked at the agenda and as I listened just now to the MC, to ask me to speak for 10 minutes after we've just listened to the DG, I'm not sure that there's a lot I can say for 10 minutes because I think, frankly, he has said it all. And I would delegate that to Jude and to Femi when they come up to speak to try and do their best to improve on the DG's comments. But mine is really just to welcome everybody. First and foremost, of course, the DG, the Executive Commissioner, the very senior leadership from the SEC. By my own count, this is probably the third visit of the DG to the exchange in the time of April. We can clap to that. And I think that speaks very strongly to what he said earlier, that the SEC has this dual approach of regulation and market development. And DG, I really just have to say a very big thank you again as I welcome you, the Executive Commission, and all the senior team that have come with you from the SEC to the exchange. We're very delighted that you are here. And of course, your presence, besides your presence, the intellect and all of the ability that you bring here, I think helps us on a day like this. Also to welcome, I think, again, I want to be careful to not go through the, I think, protocols that have been laid, but our brokers and our intermediaries who continue to support the business and sponsors for today, and indeed all of the guests that I see in the room, we're very glad to have you. I think what I would do is I'll just pull a little bit from the DG speech as he spoke, and just to give a very quick color as to, at least at the holding company level, how we continue to think about this subject of retail investors. And the DG spoke about a revolution that's happening in the market around technology. And for us, it is something that we're very passionate about, where we're asking ourselves how we can support our subsidiary companies, our associate companies, and just use our convening power to bring this subject of technology to the table. And I think that if we go back maybe over the last 3-4 months or so in our capital markets, we see this revolution, frankly speaking. We've seen it now a lot in the primary market side of things. And there are two areas that we're spending a lot of time now to think about. One is, as the DG spoke, you would have seen that he was speaking about very different asset classes and how our market needs to go away from being seen as a mono asset class, equities, and being seen as a multi-asset class. And you can imagine that as the SEC continues this charge, we as market, sort of operators have this responsibility. So on our side, we constantly think through how to use technology to aggregate across all of these products and the likes. And then second of all is really, again, at the holding company level, the ability to just bring all of the players together to the table and to ensure that these conversations get the, much needed airtime, as it were. And so with that, I think I just want to, again, welcome everybody this afternoon, and to just ask that we please be as open, as, deliberative as possible, and have, I think, what should be a very successful time together this afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for that. Indeed. We will go on just a little check before we delve into how. Can I get the mics, please? And I'd like to ask 1 or 2 questions. Remember, $10 million at the end. So, the question I would like to ask is, if you had to play a role, what would it be if you were one day given the opportunity to be a player in the market, in the capital market? The DG has said that the capital market is where your heart should be, as where your treasure is. And if you had to play a role, either as an investor, either as a regulator, or as a broker, what role would you play? Anybody? And why? Anybody? Are they thinking about it? Can I see a hand? If you had to play a role, investor, regulator, or a broker, what role would you play? I have a hand over here. And why?
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Catherine Mosu, representing the chairman of ICMR. I'll play the role of the investor because it's the investor that smiles to the bank. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Is there anybody else? Yes, I have somebody here.
Thank you. My name is John Unachukwu. I'm a student of the University of Lagos. So I will act as an investor, and he spoke about he emphasized the importance of wealth diversification. So as an investor, I would save for the future of my children. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, one final one, madam.
Good afternoon, House. I'm Mrs. Shubande Comfort. I will play the role of an investor because an investor can always eat their cake and have their cake.
Wow, that's a good one. So you can see that today is for you, and we want to show you how, and that's why I will call on the Chief Executive Officer for the NGX, Mr. Jude Chemeka, to come and tell you about building wealth through investment in the capital market, the opportunities for you, the next generation, in the digital age. Mr. Jude Chemeka, please.
My slides. Okay. The DG, Dr. Timi Agama, thank you so much. My group managing director, Timi Bobola. Let me not fall into the trap, but certainly I can't do without acknowledging our DG, who I'm sure it's safe to say is an action DG. And you can see from his presentation, they've done significantly well for the markets in a few days, weeks, months he's taking over. I think we should just appreciate him and his team. So I have very few minutes. I have close to a couple of slides, 10, 15 slides, but if you registered, you will certainly have access to these slides. So what I'll try not to do is to focus too much on the slides, but to provide you the knowledge, broad helicopter view, so you begin to appreciate what the capital market does in terms of the rewards you get by playing in the market, but more importantly, the DJ talked about what do you know. So what you don't know, try and learn what you don't know. So in a few minutes, we'll be talking about the available products that you can utilize in the market. We'll look at some of the returns of those products, but more importantly, I would like to really create time for you to ask us questions, because I know you already have views about the market. And let me even start by asking, does anyone, if you are invested in the market, one way or the other, bonds, savings, bonds, federal government bonds, equities, can you just indicate by show of hand? Okay, for the rest who haven't invested, let me just give you a few of the statistics. So if you invested in Owando at the beginning of the year, Owando year to date has returned over 585%. And so it's important that we begin to look at the capital market really for what it is. It has the ability to really catapult your investment. So it's not just about savings. You have to invest your savings in order to build wealth that you can transfer. I heard somebody talk about transferring something to their children. So it's by investing in the market that you can actually have something tangible to transfer to your children. So investment in the Nigerian capital market space clearly is a multi-asset exchange, and the DJ said that we're not a mono-product exchange. We are an multi-asset exchange. And what that does is essentially you have the opportunity to buy stocks, exchange traded funds, bonds, mutual funds, and real estate investment trust funds. And these are instruments that you can invest in that will help you grow your wealth.
We do have other products that we are cooking, and in no time, you will also have access to those products. The point is, these are the plain vanilla instruments that you can invest in the capital market. So it's safe to start from here. This is the known to the unknown. So before you go into the exotic sides of it, you can start from here. We also have derivatives, which is the last of the instruments. And derivatives are really products that are carved out from underlying asset classes that we have mentioned that will then allow you to de-risk your portfolio and at the same time ensure that the risk associated with investing in the capital market is mitigated. So the capital market can be broadly divided into primary market, secondary market. Primary market is where issuances occur, where like you're seeing some of the banks trying to raise capital. So that's really the primary market side of things. The secondary market is usually trading of those instruments that have been listed on exchange, which is all those asset classes I've spoken to. Those things are part of the things that you will be exposed to when you come to the Nigerian capital markets. Now, how do you build wealth for your generation and for the generation to come? Is by utilizing all those strategies I've spoken about. So equities, what are equities? Largely, they are ownership, fractional ownership of companies. So companies like you already know, GTB, Cadbury, Nigerian Breweries. So you affords you the opportunity to own a part of that business by buying into it. And sometimes these companies issue shares like the banks are doing now. Sometimes you have to go to the secondary market to be able to buy those companies. But it's important to own equities. Different reasons. I've talked about Owando in terms of capital gains. You get to enjoy capital gains. So you buy at 10 naira, it trades up to 70-something naira. Those are possibilities that occur in the Nigerian capital market. You also get dividends. These companies, some of them pay interim dividend, but some of them pay yearly dividends, and it's important to get dividend, especially as you grow older, so that you can have a steady cash flow. That's basically what it will provide. Shareholder rights, you attend their AGMs and you'll be able to vote at those AGMs. You also have the opportunity to participate in the rights issuance, supposing the bank or the company wants to then issue shares to existing shareholders, like we're seeing some of the banks are issuing shares by rights issues, so you can participate as a shareholder. Today on our market, we have 151 listed equities. The all-share index is up by 30.38% as at 9th of October. And that's very, very impressive if you think about where the inflation rate is. This is the overall cumulative return of the index, but some stocks within this space, like I mentioned, Owando, have done significantly much higher than what, excuse me, much higher than what we're seeing from the overall index. So the bonds are also part of the asset classes that exchange trades, and fundamentally bonds are, you could say, they're debt instruments offered by either the corporates or government or state or municipal, local government bonds that allow the issuer to utilize your fund, and for that they give you interest. These interests are paid semi-annually, and eventually they pay back the principal in a block format. These are ways you can invest in the market. This is usually for much older people. I wouldn't advise young people to dwell too much on bonds. The return is muted. It's not as significant as what you find in the equities market. So year to date, whereas Owando on the equity side has posted over 500% return, the best performing bond by coupon is about 22%. So you can see that this is really an instrument that is meant for elderly people, but for young people, I think you should take more risk. You should take more risk so that you can really grow your wealth. But bonds are important for your portfolio because they also provide steady cash flow because of the coupon that they pay, and you don't get to lose your money due to volatility, except you want to sell and the yields are fluctuating. But typically, if you're holding to maturity, you still get back the entire amount you invested plus the coupon that you earn in the life of the bond. So there are different type of bonds. I'm sure some of us are already familiar, so I'll just go forward. Why do you invest in bonds? Because you can predict the income stream it can give to you. It will help you diversify your portfolio, and when you earn coupon of federal government bonds, you don't get to pay tax, so it maximizes your overall return on your portfolio. On our exchange today, we have federal government bonds that are listed. We have state bonds as well as corporate bonds. If you think about our exchange, speaking to the multi-asset nature of our exchange, we have 322 listed securities on our exchange, 151 bonds, and then you have 105, so 151 equities, you will have 105 bonds, you have 42 corporate bonds, 105 federal government bonds, 42 corporate bonds, and 8 state bonds, and we have 12 exchange-traded funds. We have the second largest ETF market in the world in Africa, second to South Africa. And we also have derivatives, 4 index futures derivatives that are listed on our platform. So the exchange-traded funds is a basket of an particular asset. So if you talk about equities, or you talk about bonds, or any other type of security, it aggregates it. It takes different asset classes sometimes. It takes different types of the same asset class, but it helps you diversify your portfolio. It's like it's going to buy fruits, a basket of fruits. So you buy oranges, you buy apple, but you put them in one basket. So if one doesn't do well, at least there's another one that will do well. This is really encouraging for people that are looking to diversify their portfolio. The trick here is that it's more cheaper. The fees that you pay are lower. What is the benefit of investing in ETFs? It gives you the ability to, navigate regulation for those who are mindful of their portfolios. It also allows you to have a trust, so there's a trustee usually associated, so your portfolio is well protected, and there's also a custodian, so you don't lose, because it's usually sponsored by an asset management company that typically is licensed by the Securities and Exchange Commission, so you certainly get all your benefits, and there are no ways of losing your money. And if you think about the return, some of the ETFs we have in the market year to date have returned over 1,000%. I don't think there's any other instrument in our market that has returned this. New Gold, which is one of the best performing ETFs, has returned over 98%. And it gives you the ability to buy another asset class. Markets, gold internationally is now accepted as a securities that banks can hold. So it's not just an ornament for beauty anymore. It's now an tradable asset class that forms part of the asset requirement for international corporations. So you can see that the price of gold has gone up. I was looking at a report by 2025, gold will probably be going to around 3,000 per ounce. It used to be around 1.5. So you can see that gold is taking up a trajectory, and we have a product in our market, the new gold ETF, that takes its underlying strength from gold. So it's important to pay attention to that asset class. In all, what are the things that derivatives will do for you? We've launched the index futures. It will help you de-risk your portfolio. We're now looking to launch the single stock futures, and the single stock futures allows you to have a view on the stock. Let's say you want to buy GTB for 10 naira, supposing, and you're hoping that it will go to 20 naira. Rather than going to buy the whole shares with all that money, you can buy a contract. So you spend less, you still gain the same thing based on your view. This is what derivatives will do. It will also help you de-risk your market. Say you have bought a particular stock and you hope that it will go up. Then you go and buy the opposite of it, so that in case it starts going down, you will gain from that. So the loss that you will suffer will be very limited. It's important for retail investors to pay attention to the launch of our single stock features, because our product is designed to help you mitigate all the volatility that you have suffered in this market. So we're really grateful that the SEC has approved the single stock features, and soon we'll be launching it. I can see the MD of NGX, the market counterparty, our own very celebrity Mr. Steez. So he will make sure that the trading, we take care of the trading, but he will make sure that the collateral, the settlement, and the contracts will be properly taken care of. And you can be sure that the SEC has a complete oversight, and there are no tolerance for any form of infraction. You can be rest assured that your investment in that asset class will be well taken care of. So I've spoken about all of this, the way the derivatives market will work. So technology for you, the next generation, the NGX, who have made significant investment in technology, continues to be the heart of our strategy. So today you can use NGX Invest to invest. I'm sure some of you who have done the public offer of the banks would have utilized that, but if you haven't, just go look for NGX Invest. It's online, and begin to familiarize yourself with it, because that's an application that we believe is most useful to the retail investors, giving that in 2 minutes you can be done, open an account, buy what you want to buy. And so many of our market intermediaries, because of the investment we have made in technology, can utilize online trading. So you don't have to necessarily go to the broker's office physically. You can do all of that online, and that's because of the investment in technology. The other element of it is our investment in information as well. So working with the telcos, we've created that USSD code that will allow you information to market data without internet. So you can go to *5474# and you'll get all the information that you need to get about the market, even when you don't have access to internet. So that's it from our side. I believe there will be time for question and answer, but I do want to end by encouraging you to take advantage of all the various asset classes that exchange offers. What I didn't talk about in the presentation is that we're a member of the World Federation of Exchanges. We have MOUs with leading exchanges in the world: London Stock Exchange, Johannesburg Stock Exchange, and most recently Nasdaq Dubai. What that does is to open up our markets so that our investors can have access to multi-asset instruments they can invest in, and at the same time for issuers to be able to create products by utilizing our platform. Year to date, the exchange has been able to facilitate over 5.7 trillion of capital raised from our market. And we must commend our investors, because you constitute a huge portion of that. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, sir. And yes, your questions, please write them down. We'll take them after the next presentation. It's important that you ask your questions so you know what to do and how to go about it. Mr. Chukwuemeka talked about regulatory oversight by the Nigerian Exchange, and I'd like to call on the CEO of the NGX regulation, Mr. Shobanjo, just to give a 1-minute remark. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. The DG, all protocols duly observed. Well, I wasn't really planning to give any presentation, but I think I'll take a cue from what the DG said. In regulation, we say we've got your back. And what that means is that you can come in very confidently and invest in the market. We run a very fair, orderly and transparent market. In the event that there are any disputes that would arise, you have the exchange NGX regulation as an SRO. An SRO is a self-regulatory organization licensed by SEC. We obviously work very closely with SEC as the apex regulator in the market to make sure that investors' interests are well protected. Disputes are resolved very, very quickly. And we ensure that the intermediaries who trade on your behalf they operate with rules and regulations. We ensure that everything is done in a very proper manner. So we've got your back. You can invest very confidently. I'll go into something about technology. I think around surveillance, we also provide oversight in terms of all the transactions that are going on in the market to make sure that the market runs in a very orderly manner, like I said. And so you can invest very confidently. You have most of the major brokers have trading apps. You can actually log into applications and online portals where you can actually see the market yourself, choose what securities you want to invest in, do it yourself, so that nobody's taking undue advantage of yourself. So I think with that said, very, very short remarks from me. The market is here. We welcome you to invest. There's generational wealth here to be created, long-term wealth. I think the idea is to start small, learning about the markets, coming with small capital, learn the ropes, and you can then grow over time. So we welcome you, and thank you for listening.
And do remember, keep noting, keep taking. Okay, $10 million, right? Nobody's smiling. You don't believe it. Okay. Now, I talked about role players in the capital market. I'd like to recognize one of them, and that is the Institute of Capital Market Registrars, and I'd like to welcome a representative, Mrs. Catherine Nwosu. Welcome indeed. So we talked about risk. Mr. Chumata talked about risk, and said that we've got your back. In everything, of course, you agree with me, there are risk and rewards, correct? Do you agree? Yes, in everything there are risk and rewards. And today you got rewarded by coming here and listening to this session. And so I would like to call on Mrs. Shola Adesakin to come in, the founder and lead coach, Smart Stewards, to come in and tell us a bit more about the risk and the rewards that come with investing in the capital market. Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm really, really glad to be here. The DG of SEC and all protocols observed. I'm just going to take a cue from what everybody here has done. I mean, the DG has literally said all that needs to be said. Mr. Popolo as well, and of course, Mr. Jude. My name is Shola Adeshaki, and I'm the lead coach and founder of Smart Stewards. I stand before you today, of course, as an investor and an educator. So, I'm wearing two hats. And I'll be sharing from, a bit from my personal experiences and some of the things that we as investors need to know in terms of the risks and the rewards of investing. But on a lighter note, I qualified as a chartered accountant about 24 years ago, and my very first investment was in a Ponzi scheme. All of those bring 300,000, and in 2 weeks, you're going to be getting times 3. And the person that introduced me to that investment was also a chartered accountant. So both of us were, chartered accountants who were looking at investing and, getting rewards so quickly. But I must commend the work that SEC is doing, the NGX, over the years, because I think the awareness and the sensitization is paying off. If a chartered accountant could invest in Ponzi scheme, and then what is it to teach the younger generation? But opportunities like this and all of the other things that have been done over the years, in my opinion, have churned out more knowledgeable people, more aware people, and the work is fantastic. I also wanted to mention that I'm particularly excited and interested in what NGX is doing. I've known Mr. Jude for about 17 years. I've watched him from afar. I've learned from him. And when I realized that he's now with NGX, I'm like, wow, yes, the future of NGX is, we're going places truly. So please appreciate SEC, appreciate NGX, appreciate all the key players. Now, when we talk about the rewards and the risks of investment or investing, what I see is, that excitement. When people say invest, you're like, yes, we are investing. And more often than not, emphasis is not placed on the risk of investing. For For example, when I was coming up in the elevator this morning, because I've had a couple of elevator issues, each time I get into an elevator, I'm like, gosh, I hope I get there safely. And so when I got into the elevator, what came to my mind talking about risk is that this elevator could stop. I mean, the elevator is meant to take me to the 20th floor, right? But it could stop, it could go down, but because we are in NGX, I knew it wasn't going to happen. So when we talk about investing, right? Yes. When we talk about investing, the rewards are what we are usually made to understand. I'm going to skip, and of course I'll make these slides available. I'm going to skip all of the foundational things, and I'll just go into the risk and the reward. The reward is the potential return, literally, that you expect to receive from an investment. Now, when they say invest, why are we investing? We are not investing because we just have money to play around with. We are not investing because we love the people who tell us to invest. We are not investing because Mr. Shubanjo has said the regulatory authority is doing a lot and we are here to support you. No, we're investing because we expect to make money, right? And more money from our investments, and to create wealth for now and, for the future generation, for our unborn children. So when we look at the rewards, we must bear in mind that yes, we expect our money to grow over time and to make a lot of returns from it. For example, capital appreciation and dividend and interest being regular income, based on what they have said and what we know. But what are some of the risks that we need to be familiar with? In simple terms, risk is a possibility that an investment will lose value or not perform as expected. In this part of the world, I'm grateful for the regulatory issues that are coming up and the systems that are being put in place. But I know that in the Western world, regulation is such an issue. These days we have a lot of influencers, financial coaches who do not have the certification to teach about some of these things. But they tell you, no, you must do crypto. Now, when you move from crypto, you must do this and that without the necessary licensing to do such things. So you see retail investors, you see people like me back then just saying, oh, because my friend who is a chartered accountant, or because my coach whose licensing and extent of certification I do not know said to do it, I will do it. So, but when we talk about investing, sometimes things don't go as planned. Yes, we say some investments are low risk, but there is absolutely no investment that is no risk. All investments, no matter how regulated they are, have an element of risk, and we must bear that in mind. So each time you are parting with your money, you must have it at the back of your mind, irrespective of who is giving you the promises, that this may not come back, right? Entirely, it may not come back at all. And, if it comes back, just be grateful because of the regulatory systems and whatnot being put in place. So bear in mind today, as we talk about investing, remember I said you're putting your money in something in anticipation that it will grow over time. Already Mr. Chimeka mentioned some of the asset classes, bonds, mutual funds, equities, and that's why I skipped that. I'm going to give you the slide. So as we talk about risk, what are some of the risks that we should bear in mind? I'm not going to talk about anything ambiguous today, but things happen. Stock market volatility, for example, and this is what we teach as smart stewards. Don't get carried away because they say, oh, the stock market is doing well, or the index ratio is something, and then you go into it. That's why it's important to embrace education as well. So volatility could happen for any reason. Inflation risk, default risk, SMEs. I believe the SME owners here. For example, you invest your profit back into your business. There's the risk that anything could happen. I believe we all can attest to how the economy has been since COVID, global economy, by the way, and the things that have happened. Some of us have put monies in our businesses and they have not quite panned out well. Even individually, we have put monies in some investments and they seem like, yeah, it's doing well. But when you consider the devaluation risk and, the inflation issues, you'd realize that, it may not be doing well. For students, you invest your savings in stocks or bonds, and then you intend to probably use it for your rent. And at the point where you need to pay your rent, the stock market has dipped. What happens? That's the risk of investment. So as we talk about all the rewards of investment, you should invest. Please bear in mind that there are risks associated with investing. How do you balance your risk and reward in investing? Understand your risk tolerance. Without any big words, it's your ability to take on risk. Some people are conservative, some people are, medium, some people are aggressive. In the earlier days of my career, I was really, really conservative. After that lesson, because, I even called on a big sister and I said, you know what, they said there's this 300,000 investment scheme, and then she lived abroad then, and then we, rallied about 7 digits. So I became really, really conservative after then, but over time, I have grown, I have embraced financial literacy and education, and I think I have improved on my risk tolerance. So don't necessarily rely on what somebody says. Now, your friend comes and says that, there's something called cryptocurrency. Now, your friend who said so is probably earning about ₦1 million per month, and you are earning about 60,000 per month. And your friend says, let's put 50,000 in cryptocurrency. And then you take 50 out of 60,000 to invest in cryptocurrency. Do you see? There are so many things to consider before investing. So understand your risk tolerance. If I put this money and it doesn't come back when I need it, what is the implication? Learn to diversify as well. Mr. Chemeka mentioned the various asset classes. You can do mutual funds, you can do stocks, you can do ETFs, and all of those things. So diversify such that when one asset class is not doing well, the other is doing. They all cannot be down at the same time, hopefully, right? Embrace financial literacy, which is what we teach at Smart Stewards. There are skills to make money. There are different skills to manage money. And it takes a different set of skills to multiply money, which is investing. So you must constantly, don't say, when I was in school, I did not understand maths. I didn't like maths. Money is not maths. Money goes beyond. Money is what runs the world, like the economic ecosystem of the world. And if you want to build wealth, truly, you can't say you don't understand what it takes, to make that money and to manage it. And then some people literally leave the responsibility of their finances to people. I've seen women who will say, no, my husband is the one that takes all the decisions. They play. I've seen people who would say, no, I really don't understand, but I just take a cue from my friends. You necessarily must embrace financial literacy. Do your research. I love what the DG said about our phones becoming our next of kin. Apt. There's literally nothing you want to know that you can't find online. Do you agree with me? So research. Somebody says, there's ETF. What is ETF? Just go online. What is ETF? And with the invention of ChatGPT and other AI tools, literally, even people who are not intelligent will be seen as very intelligent people. So nobody has any reason to say, no, I don't know what investing is. I don't know what asset class is. Just go into your notes, go into your phone, your next of kin, and get the information. Start small, keep your gaze on the long term. Investing is not, I want to sow today and reap tomorrow. I literally have people who will come to say, what can I do such that if I give you 100K or I put 100K, in the next 3 months I'm going to have $1 million. Not here. Building wealth is a marathon and not a sprint. Use technology. I think we're so blessed. Let me share this personal story quickly. My parents had an issue back then, and my father sold our house without telling my mom. It was the people who bought the house that came to announce to her that she had 2 weeks to vacate the house. We were small. But fortunately, she had invested in so many equities. I kid you not, she sold a large part of her portfolio and she built a house in less than 2 months. Back then, there was no technology. So SEC, regulation, NGX, thank you, was why we were not homeless. Maybe if I was homeless, I wouldn't have become the brilliant chartered accountant I am today, right? I may have been on the street, but truly, And then if back then, she effectively utilized her investment in stocks, how much more now? You can invest anyhow. You can invest, with 1,000. They bought my first set of shares for me at 14. Owando was part of it. So when you talked about Owando, I looked at my portfolio recently, I'm like, bless my parents again and again. So you may not have parents doing that for you, but trust me, with 1K, 5K consistently, you can start to build on your portfolio and just get interested. Our parents may not have hit millions and billions early enough, but I think we're a generation blessed with technology, with the right mentors, with the right education. Listen, we do not have any reason not to succeed. So the role of technology, without much ado, AI and the algorithms, blockchain technology, investing via apps, and all of that. I'm going to leave you with this acronym that I call PLAY. Somebody say PLAY. And I don't mean you should start to play around, though. It's an acronym for something. Number 1, prepare and participate. You already are participating by being here, so please clap for yourselves. Learn more. Be more interested, right? Anything about money, anything about wealth, anything about the capital market. What is SEC doing? Mr. Judah said there's some things coming up. How can I take advantage of those things? So prepare and participate, learn and leverage. I just, checked the NGX app that he said I'm going to download it because I use other apps, of course, and leverage. Technologies are leverage. Aim for growth and rewards. Even though I have said that there are risks in investing, but keep your focus on the reward so that you're not saying, they said if it fails, because the risk is part of investing. Keep your eye on growth and rewards. Finally, why? Your impact must be felt. There are future billionaires here. I'm one of them. My billions are there. They are coming into my reality very soon. And I'm taking actionable steps, to get in there. Before I go, I just want to appreciate NGX and the people that invited me for this. When I looked at the lineup and I got in here and I saw them, I'm like, these are my mentors. These are people I've always dreamt of meeting one day, and then Mr. Steez as well. So when they sent me the invitation, let me tell you what I did. Miss Arunot is my mentor. So I sent her a message. I'm like, I got an invitation from NGX and the DG is going to be here. I'm going to mention your name and I appreciate the impact you have had on me. So thank you so much. And yes, well done.
Thank you very much, ma'am. As Mr. Shombaja talked about NGX having your back, it's just to prove to everybody that even in the smallest things, like taking the lift, NGX has your back, right? Yes, so trust us in everything. We will guide you. Now, my name is Ugo Chobi, and I oversee the affairs of the X Academy of the Exchange. Now, those 2 sessions you just had, trust me, if you were coming for a class like that at the X Academy, you will pay millions, and you just got it for free. Have a clap for them. Clap for SEC, clap for NGS for giving it to you for free from these top-notch facilitators. Right. So if you have, and yes, I agree with you. My first share was from my father, and it was NBLO. That's why when they talk about shares, I can boast. I didn't buy any myself. So thanks to them. And we're giving the opportunity now to buy for your children so they can say thank you to you in the future. If you have any question for either Mr. Jude or for anybody, please, let's see your hand. And can I have a mic? I see one already in front here. Can I have a mic? I'll just take one question, please. Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Richard Olatunji from the University of Lagos. So actually, I have a question for Mr. Jude. I wrote it down. You talked about market regulations. So I wanted to ask, what does I wanted to ask, what are the requirements in listing new organizations into the exchange? So what are the requirements? Are there any?
We're just taking that question due to time. Mr. Ju, would you like to answer that, please?
Okay, so thank you for that question. So we have different boards. So the different boards have different requirements. We have our growth board. We also have the main board, and we have the premium board. In terms of companies that are listed on the growth board, you need to just have a certain threshold of shareholders. You have to be a PLC, a certain number of shareholders, and a certain limit of market cap. The details of it you find on our website as to what you need to have to be able to list on our growth board. The growth board also comes with extra service in terms of mentorship, providing access to an ecosystem, just ensuring that the companies there have good governance. And then the main board is really the sense of attraction, which is where most of the corporates are listed, and you have to have 300 shareholders and a certain threshold of market cap to be able to be listed there. The premium board is the most liquid of all our boards, and that is because those companies have the highest level of corporate governance, so they attract a lot of domestic as well as international institutional investors into that board. More recently, we launched our impact board, which is really to focus on sustainability. The DG spoke about sustainability. The essence of sustainability or sustainable finance ties also to this SDG goals, apart from ESG related matters, but that board will allow corporates as well as government to be able to raise capital utilizing sustainable finance. Green bonds, sustainability bonds, social bonds, blue bonds, all of that is what that impact board does. We're working on also Islamic finance because we believe that that is also one of the good things. Our market has been able to raise over 1 trillion for the federal government utilizing Sukuk, and we can all see the effect. So the capital market continues to be a good platform for capital raise and also a good platform for investors to access all kinds of investment asset classes for the protection and growth of their wealth. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, for other questions, please, just write them down and pass it on to the ushers. We will answer them and send it via your email, your registered email, with the materials in answer to your questions. Good? Great. Now, somebody was mentioned, and again mentioned to say that they were happy, a mentor, and also that in terms of your investments, you're sure that the transactions will go safely. So I'd like to call on Mr. Farouk Oriaba to please come in and give us a 1-minute remark, please. Mr. Stees, forgive me.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My DG, please permit me to stand on existing protocols, and I appreciate being set up like this. I think a lot of things have been said. However, today is about, or this week is about investors. From this side of the table, one thing we've noticed over the last 10 years is the level of investment, the level of trading, the level of participation of the investing public has reduced significantly, and I would like to also just let you know and thank the DG, because behind the scenes I've had discussions with the DG as to how we can, if necessary, leverage on this so-called STEES matter to try and bring more people back into the market. I can tell you this, the DG, his board, my bosses at at the NGX, everybody appreciates the task ahead of us, and I can assure you that over the next few weeks, possibly months, there will be initiatives being rolled out by various institutions to try and bring the investors back to the market. Creating products without investors doesn't work. So having created the products, the exchange has done a fantastic fantastic job in creating the products. NG Clearing and other institutions are working closely with them to make sure that these products, when they do get traded, are settled efficiently and timely. And at some stage, also I'd like to also thank CIS and Ashon, because they share the same goals, to provide an environment and bring not only the investors who have walked away, but also the new generation of investors who look at things like crypto, who trade off their phones. We're putting plans in place to bring everybody back to the market and make sure you have a safe and efficient market. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. So we'll go on to part of the excitement. We're almost at the end of this lovely, awesome program. But before we do that, we would like to ask a few questions. Well, I told you, right, a few questions. I'm sure that when you were registering, they asked you to download an app and all that. So I hope you're ready for it. To start it off, I'd like to call on the Group Managing Director, ZCrest Group, Mr. Hamzat, CFA, to please come in and start it off. Thank you.
Thank you. Afternoon, everyone. My bosses, good afternoon, and thank you for the speech. Shola, sorry that an accountant caused you pain. There's something about accountants and Ponzi schemes. My first salary as a core member, after working so hard in Owerri, I gave it to an accountant who recommended to put it in something called Club Freedom. And I was going to cycle out. And they make $30,000. But your own better, because this accountant was my father. So, and then after I started working again, made 1 year of salary from Access Bank, ran across the road to Greenwich Trust, bought shares, and then somebody said again, Omo, the hottest thing now is land in my way. So I went in the rain to Greenwich Trust. They didn't pay me on time. I wrote to the SEC, to NSC, that Greenwich is defaulting on me. We settled the matter. They gave me the money. I ran, bought the land. So you see why it is important that we are all financially literate. And when I was applying to SEC for an asset management license in 2019, thankfully the current DG was also on the panel then, and then they asked me, you already have a license as a securities dealer, why do you want this new one? And I said, because I need to do financial literacy. We need to lead by teaching people how to invest so that they don't make the same mistakes that I've always been making. I kept on losing money even to this year. So you can't there's no end in literacy. It continues, it's a huge journey. And you can see accountants are very bad at these things. So it's not about your qualifications. You know, there's a difference between maths and investing knowledge. I lost too much money, so I don't want you to lose the same. So what I've done, and I've been blessed with the most fantastic team, we focused on the work. We are the only asset management firm in Nigeria that doesn't care about making money. All the work we've done, you will see, chere, mnabia, chere. So what we've done, Dr. Agama, is that we've spent 3 years building what you want us to build after our first conversation on the licensing stage. And I'm proud to say that we are one of the most sophisticated literacy solutions in the markets today. And how we sell, because we still want to make money, but maybe after 10 years, is to put that knowledge in your hand so that once you are literate by yourself, then you are empowered to come do these investments. So I'll call on my most amazing team, Adetayo, Onyeko, and the product manager in Noma, and one of the sales people. They've done amazing work, and they will show you what we have, and you participate also, and you see where you are with literacy. So what we've done is to build these sophisticated solutions, a testing platform plus an academy, so that as you are living your lives, you're testing yourself. Before you make an investment, you're taking courses all on your phone, all online, and very soon you will see that you become better than myself, and you will not listen to your father when he says, go and do Ponzi. Adetayo, please, come on stage.
Well, before you speak, Adetayo, let me say that this man has just lost his license. Because unfortunately for him, the DG and the Executive Commissioner of Operations are chartered accountants. So just to inform you generally, so that tomorrow nobody come and beg me. I apologize on my boss's behalf, sir. I cannot do this without standing on existing protocols, of course. But like my boss has rightly said, on the application, we test financial literacy on a weekly basis. So we teach people financial terms from mutual funds to bonds to investments, budgeting, savings, whatever it be. So like the DG said right at his speech, financial literacy is important. You have to know what you're investing in before you do invest. So on the application, we're going to play a little 5-minute tournament. What we do is we reward you for investing, saving, learning, particularly. And you are able to redeem the coins you earn from learning on Child Deck or both. So for the most part, we are trying to reward you for what you learn. So there's going to be a tournament on the ZQuest Wealth app that will probably happen in the next 5-10 minutes. We would create it. Once you join, all you need to do is click on the Money Titan tournament. We'll play against everyone in this room, and the top 3 people will go home with about 15K worth of vouchers on Child Deck. So I mean, free meals. If you top the leaderboard, you win. So that will be all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Adetayo. So how is it happening? Are they on it at the moment?
The tournament will be live in 10 minutes.
The tournament will be live in 10 minutes. Do they have the site to go to?
The ZQuest Wealth app on Play Store and App Store. ZQuest Wealth app on Play Store. Great.
So while that is going on, we'd like to call on the MD, CEO of the United Capital Securities, Mr. Orisa Jaffo, to please come and give us a 1-minute remark as well. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My job here today is very simple. It's my privilege to recognize the presence of the DG of the Securities and Exchange Commission, the Commissioner for Operations, the Group CEO of the NGX, the CEO of the Nigerian Exchange, and also the CEO of the Nigerian Regulation. It is with great pride and optimism that I extend my goodwill message as we partner with the Nigerian Exchange to organize the 2024 IOSCO Week, themed The Future of the Nigerian Capital Market and Technology. This event marks a significant milestone in our collective efforts to shape the future of our capital market. I'm deeply honored to stand before this distinguished gathering and stakeholders who are driving this transformation. At United Capital Securities, we understand the future of the Nigerian capital market lies at the intersection of technology and investors' empowerment. Our commitment to leveraging technology to democratize access to the financial markets has been a cornerstone of our success. This year's themes perfectly aligns with our vision of an inclusive technology-driven capital market where retail investors are not just participants, but they are key drivers to growth. Over the past decades, we have witnessed a profound transformation in investor behavior, with retail investors increasingly relying on technology to make informed decisions and access real-time market data. United Capital Securities has been at the forefront of this shift, ensuring that our platform remains secure, user-friendly, and powered by the latest fintech innovations. As we look ahead, the potential technology to further revolutionize the capital market is immense. The integration of artificial intelligence, blockchain, and advanced analytics will continue to reshape how we trade, invest, and interact with financial markets. United Capital Securities remains committed to driving this evolution by fostering an ecosystem that is not only resilient, but also inclusive and transparent. In conclusion, I commend the Nigerian Exchange and the SEC for their new initiative to drive inclusion in the Nigerian market. What we have seen a majority of our youths looking at other investment outlets outside the Nigerian market. But with this new collaboration, which we're having with the regulations, NGX, we expect to attract them to the market. Thank you all for listening, and God bless you.
Thank you so much. I understand there are already people on the app, they're already working, and so the winners will be contacted. Please, my name has to appear there. Please tell me, I need 2 people. Just give me one word that has described today. Just one word. Can I have hands? Just tell me how this session, this program, the experience you've just had, just one word that describes it. Yes, I have a hand here.
Insightful.
Wow, insightful. Okay. Anybody else?
Enlightening.
Enlightening. Thank you. Anybody else? Yes, I have one here. I don't mind on this side as well.
Wealth creation.
Wealth creation. He put a hyphen in between, so this one. Okay. Anybody else? One word, yes. Sir. Fantastic. So great. If you feel those words are yours as well, can I have you clapping? Can you stand up and give them a standing ovation? Let's do it. Yes, 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 yes. Indeed. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Lives have been changed. Generations unborn, their wealth have just begun. Thank you. Please sit down. Thank you. They've just begun. And so we say thank you to you, SEC. We say thank you to you, NGX. And thank you to you for being here. With that said, I'd like to call on the Executive Commissioner, Operations, Securities and Exchange, Mr. Bola Ajomale, to please come and give the closing remarks and vote of thanks.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Bola Ajomale, FCA. I halfway through my training as an accountant, I realized that rather than looking backwards at numbers, I wanted to look forwards at what the numbers can generate, the wealth that it can generate. And since then, I've been on the capital market. So not all accountants are investment averse or take the wrong bets. But seriously though, I need to take a step back and tell you, and again remind us of what we're doing today. First thing is, Nigeria is part of an international community of capital markets. In IOSCO, which is the International Organization for Securities Commissions, there are at least 115 members. Nigeria happens to be one of them, spread across the 6 continents. The whole body recognizes the need to protect investors. And that's primarily what this is all about. Protecting investors by creating an environment where they can be safe, and also recognizing the fact that a person who has a certain amount of knowledge can protect himself as well. And if not only, I mean, somebody mentioned the story of an issue, I think it was you who said you had an issue with Greenwich, and then you knew that you could go to the SEC to report. You need the information so you can protect yourself. So it's so important and so critical that at least 115 different jurisdictions have decided to dedicate this week to making sure that we're putting tools in people's hands to allow them to protect themselves, but also protect others. That's the first thing I'd say. The second thing I'd say is that I believe that it is critical that you don't keep this information to yourself. Because if you're operating in a disorderly environment, eventually the disorder will come your way. So if you see someone going wrong, don't say, I have better knowledge and I'll keep it to myself. Your duty is to allow that person learn from you. Again, as you are teaching others, you're learning better yourself. You're empowering yourself even more. So everything you've learned today, please pass it along. Tell them where SEC is. Tell them where the market is, and so on. That's the first thing I would say. The second thing I would say is something that is critical and topical. It's technology. As technology is improving and moving faster and faster, it's much easier for people to reach out to you from the inner recesses of Russia or from down in Chile and sell you an instrument that you have absolutely no control over, that nobody recognizes, and it's somewhere up in the air and you cannot get to know what it's worth. It is important that you understand what you're putting your money into. Always make sure you understand what you're putting your money into. And if you look on any instrument that has gone through the SEC, you would always see a statement there saying, speak to your financial advisor. It is critical. If you don't understand it, find somebody who does and let the person explain it to you. Again, that's self-protection. The third thing I'd like to say is that the SEC is in place to register people who are allowed to operate and give advice. We're here to ensure orderliness in the system. And so if somebody is talking to you and the person happens to be an accountant, but not registered with SEC, then that person is not authorized to give that kind of information. They may be a chartered accountant, but they're not authorized to give that kind of advice because that's not their specialty. Talk less of an engineer, forgive me engineers, or a lawyer, or anybody else. If they're not authorized to give that kind of advice, they should not be giving that kind of advice. And so another duty you have to yourself is also to find out whether that person is empowered. And the best way to do that is to go and check on our website. Go to the SEC website. If that person's name is not on the website, that person is not recognized to do that function. Last thing I would say, if you see something going wrong, say something. You report to SEC. We are very, in fact, we have threatened some operators now by telling them that we move faster than you do. We're not asleep. So the very minute we get any information of anything going wrong, someone pushing up a price inadvertently, someone manipulating in some form or another, we move in very quickly. We can assure you of that. And of course, we would not have a market, we wouldn't be here if not for our hosts, the NGX. Thank you, Temi and team. We would not have a market if we did not have the brokers, the registrars, and all the operators. It's very good to see you again. I was here in this market a while back as an operator. I'll stop there. We've had sponsors. Thank you very much for sponsoring even this whole week, because it's a whole movement, and the whole capital market has come together to put this together. And we've had sponsors up and down the line, and two of the sponsors are here today. Thank you very much, sirs. And I wish you great prosperity in your business. Is there any other group I have left out? I would like to thank the DG for supporting this as well and bringing us here. And I wish you all great prosperity and safety. Thank you very much.
To HDMI. To HDMI. JB, you can still hear me, Abby? Eh?
There's a lot of greatness in Africa. There's a fire burning inside, deep-rooted in your soul. There's a wonder inside. There's a fire burning inside. You got this spark where you like somebody. In your heart there's a fire burning. Yes, it's journey far, but we marching steady. No relenting, ever ready. No only pass and it goes on plenty. There's no shaking, we're strong and solid. We stay focused, the goal is a thing. There's no relenting, ever ready. We march, we march, we march, we march. I'm gonna forward, we need go. Yeah, steady on the road.
Good afternoon, distinguished sitting gentlemen. The Doyen, it's indeed a great honor and delight to welcome the DG of Securities and Exchange Commission and his team to the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange, Given the importance of the global IOSCO Global Investor Week that is going on, he decided to save the last for the best. In that regard, I'd like us to please welcome them with a round of applause. I would start by making an introduction of some of my colleagues that are here, but because I just want everybody to be heard, it's better to just let people introduce themselves. But I'll first start by introducing the DG of the Nigerian Securities and Exchange Commission, Dr. Timi Agama. The Group Managing Director of Nigerian Exchange Group, Mr. Timi Wowola. And I would like everybody else to please quickly introduce themselves. They have the microphone for my right.
Oh, good afternoon, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tunde Kamali, Director, Office of the Director General at the SEC. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. My name is Hafsat Olubukonla Rufai, the Director, Lagos Zonal Office of the Securities and Exchange Commission.
Haruna Jal Waziris, yes.
Good afternoon, investors. My name is Adedayo Amzat, Group CEO at Zcrest Capital Limited.
Bola Jamali, Executive Commissioner, SEC.
My name is Farouk Oriagba, MD CEO, NG Clearing.
Good afternoon. My name is John Briggs, Securities and Exchange Commission.
Good afternoon, city gentlemen. My name is Sam Onukwe, Chairman Ashon. It's a rare privilege to have our regulator and the exchange together, and all of us together today. So we welcome them to the exchange for the very first time in a long while.
Good afternoon, investors. My name is Bawo Orishajafo. I'm the MD CEO of United Capital Securities.
Good afternoon, everyone. Shola Adeshaki, lead coach and founder of Smart Stewards. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The IOSCO World Investor Week 2024 is really hinged on investor protection. We're just coming from an investor clinic upstairs, and a lot of takeaways from that investor clinic. The DG was very detailed in terms of the multi-asset products that exchange offers. People should really take time out to know about the assets before they start making investments. And we're truly delighted to be hosting the SEC because they have done tremendous work in the last couple of months. The market has really opened up. The data does suggest that investors are beginning to return to the market, even from the international community. Last year, 10% of total trades that were done on the floor were done by international, but year to date, that figure has gone up to 21%. And we must commend the DG and his team for doing an excellent work. So that said, I would like us, the brokers in particular, to please be on our feet as we welcome the DG of Nigerian Securities and Exchange Commission, Dr. Timi Agama.
Distinguished brokers, because this is your home, so I mention you first. You are hosting us, right? Yes. And also, very, very important investors. And my colleagues here at the, what do you call it? Is it a rostrum, or what do you call this? With your podium, right? We are excited to be here because we are doing what we have been asked to do by government. The federal government of Nigeria, led by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has appointed myself and my colleagues to lead the SEC, and it's for a purpose. Of course, our aim is to build a $1 trillion economy, and so the SEC and the capital market specifically is a very, very important stakeholder in the drive to build that $1 trillion economy. One of the things we'll do is to mainstream the capital market in Nigerian economy. We hope clearly that you will be part of this journey that has been established in the redistribution of wealth for Nigerians. The capital market is an avenue for you to create wealth and to make wealth. Without you, that will not happen. In commemorating the World Investors Week, alongside other nations of the world, as organized by the International Organization of Securities Commission, I want to thank you all for joining us in this wonderful week and journey towards enlightening everyone that is involved in the capital market. Once again, I want to assure you that we, as a commission, have your back. We will deal with every situation that you have shared with us with utmost sincerity, creating a transparent market that you all will be proud of. I want to assure you that we are serving you. We are not serving ourselves. And in serving you, we must make sure that you are satisfied. As we continue this journey up onto the next year's event, we believe strongly that we'll come back here to celebrate the progress that we have made. As the executives of the SEC, we've only spent 6 months. And in 6 months, we can gladly tell you that we have started taking the baby steps. But beyond that, as is usually said, it is how the morning appears that tells how the evening will look like. This is our morning. And of course, we know that our evening will be better. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, DG. I also like to call on Mr. Bola Ajomale, Executive Commissioner for Operations at the SEC, to say a few words. He's one of us, so it's just to welcome him back home.
I'm not one.
Okay, this is. The last time I was on this floor was quite a while back, and at that time we still used to sit down in a U and scream at each other. And technology has moved things way past that. You were there. But technology has moved things to the extent that the world is moving faster and faster. And we at SEC reassure you that we'll move with the times, with technology, using technology to make sure we create a safe and investable capital market in Nigeria. We can assure you of that, and I wish you prosperity.
Thank you very much. I hope you guys know that the DG is a qualified stockbroker and is really home to make sure that the market works the way it should work. We have 12 minutes to the close of the market, but I also want to just take a few minutes to recognize the work that CSCS does. We can't trade efficiently without the work that they do at the clearing and the settlement side. The exchange has a policy of no-fail trade. We're able to beat our chest because Mr. Jalo Haruna Waziri and his team take care of that once the trading ends. And so I'd like to call on him. Let's just welcome him as he makes a few remarks as well.
Good afternoon, everyone. 6.5 years ago, when I moved from what Judy is doing right now, to where I went to the CSCS, the thought was that I was banging my head thinking, why are things not working from the back end? Why are having so many issues from an order trade perspective? And the opportunity came and I said, look, rather than be banging my head, let me try and see what I can go and fix this issue. I remember the Doyen called me on the side and says, you know, you're our own. If you don't go and fix it, we're all in trouble. But hopefully we built a team with the support of the market, registrars, member brokers, custodians, particularly the exchanges. We actually worked towards ensuring that we brought in better efficiency into the market. And the debate we're having today is whether we should go from T+3 to T+0 or T+2 or T+1. I know there are so many people that are actually looking forward to that perspective. And the question is very simple, and I use that as an example. I use it every day. Maybe some of you are tired of that. I give an example of my son who says, Dad, why I'm not in your market is very simple. If I buy Amazon in the morning, or I buy from Amazon in the morning, it comes in the afternoon. It's delivered in the afternoon. If I don't like it, I return it, and I get my money back in the evening. Why can't your market be that efficient? Now, of course, there are structural issues that we need to deal with, especially around, safety, trust, and the systems that we use. But I can assure you, with what we've done the last 6.5 years at the CSCS is ready from T+0. The CSCS is ready for. The CSCS is ready for, what the market is looking for in this context. The technology for us to be able to have an STP end-to-end. I hear the DG talk about it all the time. You need to have STP. The STP is from start to end. For example, you can print an order electronically. You can tag that order until settlement. And that brings transparency to the market, which is what DG always pushes about. So we should look towards that. We should invest as market towards that. And with the support of the exchanges and particularly working with Temi and Jude, to be honest, you could see what happened with the public offer that just concluded. And that's just a scratch of what's likely to happen. Trust me, with the work they're doing at the exchanges and NASD as well, who have significantly improved what they're doing, the sky is the limit in terms of two things. One, the technology to be able to have this trade done end-to-end. Two, the transparency that is required that makes market what it is. And the third one, I think, which is what everybody's looking for, is order flow. I think we can do it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Haruna Jalo Waziri. Is Gochi, what?
With technology comes cybersecurity. It's on top of everybody's mind on the board. The CSCS, in conjunction with the Office of National Security Advisor, is actually doing a one-day conference in Abuja on the 17th. Please check our website, register, come and attend. You will learn a lot. Thank you very much.
We have 8 minutes to close. So at this time, I would like to call on the Doyen to respond on behalf of the stockbroking community.
Thank you, Mr. Jude. I want to thank the group CEO of the exchange for providing this platform for people to come and express themselves. And I don't want to say, I want to stand on the existing protocol because I want to recognize those that matters. The digital DG and Action DG, Dr. Agama, I'm very, very happy to see you again. When Action Chairman was saying something, he said for the first time, no, he has been here for more than 3 times. Because he that they asked to go and bury somebody that you were not there when he is buried. You will start from the leg. So I think he has been missing for a while. And I want to also thank our brother Bola Ajmole. Don't say you are no more in this market. If we have lent you to SEC or say you should go to NSD to go, it doesn't mean you are out of this market. If you are saying you are out of this market, bring your license, let's see it. You are still part of this floor. So anytime you come to this place, you must know that we are here. Agama is there. For 3 chartered stockbrokers to go there, it's not easy. It has not happened before. And 4, okay? You know, if you are close to somebody, you know the type of perfume the person wears. I'm very close to the 3 I've just said. And I want to recognize the Lagos branch director. She's doing very good in that place. They say if 2 wise people are eating, the ant sees nothing to eat. If you must help somebody, help. It's not everything you can do by yourself. My brother, Jalo Waziri, the capacity he has, he doesn't know himself that he has this. But those elders in the market will know this is what you can do. Because when we're having problems in the CSCS, every time fraud, every time fraud, every time problem. I was called, please use your elderly man's eye to find us who will go there. I met him in his office. I say, the baton of leadership has fallen on you. He said, Doyen, you feel I can do it? I say, you can do it. Are you not doing it now? Since he went there, no more problem. Because it is somebody that knows something that can, do something well. You can see since Agama, Bola, and his like went to SEC, just watch out and see what will happen. It has not happened the way it is happening now on this market, unless you have not played here. I've been here since 1987. I qualified 88. So I have not blinked, I have not left the market, I have been there. All of them can testify. So if something is happening and I'm telling you this is what happens here, this is what is here and the other this thing. When Oscar called me, he was asking me about, I say yes, I know him, he was in CSCS, City Securities, our group CEO. So what is your opinion? I say yes, he can do it. Are you not doing it? See, there's nowhere rain will fall that the ground will not know. And if there's umbrella that have been used to shade you when it is raining, when storm comes, don't destroy it. I thank you all, and I'm very, very happy that we are alive to see what we are doing today. If a child washes his hand very well, he is with the elders. When a child is crying and pointing hand at a particular direction, please look at that direction very well. If the mother is not there, the father will be there. Please don't disappoint some of us, because what you do in the position you are today is what they will remember you for tomorrow. If you don't get it directly, your children will get it. The moment they mention your name, they say, are you related to Susan? Yes. They will give them the blessing they are supposed to give you if you are no more there to receive it. Well, there's no too much speech for evening service. I want to end my catechism. The ear that knows how to hear should hear very well. Congratulations.
Can we hand over the microphone to Catherine Osu, who is the MD of African Prudential, to help us with the countdown? It's not an all-male affair. So just watch. When we get to 10, we'll start counting down.
Okay. All right, 10.
May I now invite the DG of the Securities and Exchange Commission to close the market in commemoration of IOSCO World Investor Week. So we wait until 10 seconds to the close, and we'll all clap as he closes the market. Those at the back should please come forward, please.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Please permit me to invite Prof to sing our family song to the DG and his team for what they have done in this market for the shortest time they have been appointed. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. All the distinguished personalities on the podium, I stand on the existing protocols. But my doing, sir, you kindly permit me to break protocol a little bit, because after you have spoken, no broker is permitted to speak. But today, kindly indulge me. I just want to comment that I have been in this market for decades. And all these years, I have not seen a Director General of the Securities and Exchange Commission of Nigeria identify with this market like Dr. Timi Agama. It's a sign, a very, very big sign that new promise has come to this market. And I can say that the future of this market is something to watch out for. And so on that note, therefore, again, my doyen, kindly permit me to request everybody to rise and then join our hands like one unbroken family of the capital market as we sing our family song, first in honor of our able and action Director General of SEC, Dr. Timi Agama and his team. Also for the Group CEO of the Nigerian Exchange and his team. Also for the CEO of CSCS, I think he's here alone. He has not come with the team. Okay, they're around. Okay. And then the chairman of Ashon. I saw the registrar of CIS, but I think he stepped out or so. But we'll still include him in this honor. Also, the sponsors of this program. Please, I'm not forgetting Oriagba, the MD of NG Clearing. Yes. So we're singing our family song in their honor and also in the honor of all the attendants of this great event and the students who have come from the various institutions. Please, we're also singing this our family song in your honor. And we'll do so after the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. For they are jolly good fellows, for they are jolly good fellows, for they are jolly good fellows. And so say all of us, hooray! And so say all of us, hooray! And so say all of us, hooray! For they are jolly good fellows, for they are jolly good fellows, for they are jolly good fellows. And so say all of us. 3 hearty cheers. 3 hearty cheers. First, for the Action Director General of the Securities and Exchange Commission. Second, for the Nigerian Exchange. Third and final, for the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Hey, baby! Hooray! A little bit stronger, please. Hey, baby! Hooray! Closing prayers, please. Alpha.
It is a rare privilege to be called upon to do the closing prayer for this august occasion. I'm particularly delighted to see our apex regulator, who is always there with us. And I thank God for your life. The Almighty God will continue to protect you and your team. You will be hold tight. Your ambition, your passion will not be in vain. By the special good Almighty God. And I also pray for the chief executive, the entire NGX, starting from Mr. Temi Popola and his team, and particularly for Jalo Asiri, who started this program of the CSCS, bringing technology to bear, because it is what they have built in CSCS that we are building on today that take us to this level. I'm looking forward to when we will be deploying AI to even trade on this floor. Having said that, I pray to Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who granted grace to whom He pleases, to continue to grant grace to the investors in Nigeria, both young and great. It is only when investors are blessed that we stockbrokers we are in business. It is only when investors are blessed that the regulators also have a job. It is only when investors are blessed that the Nigerian economy will also grow. So I pray to Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to continue to bless our investors, both young and old, and to continue to open the eyes of every investor, those that are here and those that are not here, for the opportunity of wealth creation that is possible. The $1 trillion economy that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is looking at is doable. Is doable with the kind of things we are looking at. And very soon, I think, Dangote refinery, by the time it's also listed on this floor, you have ample wealth to be created. So I just pray to Allah to preserve our life beyond our expectation, grant us good health, grant us safe journey back to our various destination. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. وَضُحَى وَلَيْلٍ إِذَا سَجَىٰ مَا وَعَدَكَ رَبُّكَ وَمَا قَلَىٰ وَلَلْآخِرَةُ خَيْرٌ لَكَ مِنَ الْأُولَىٰ وَلَسَوْفَ يُؤْتِيكَ رَبُّكَ فَتَرْضَىٰ أَلَّمْ يَجِدْكَ يَتِيمًا فَآوَىٰ وَوَجَدَكَ ضَالًّا فَأَغْنَىٰ وَوَجَدَكَ عَائِلًا فَأَغْنَىٰ فَأَمَّا الْيَتِيمَ فَلَا تَقْهَرْ وَأَمَّا السَّائِلَ فَلَا تَنْهَرْ وَأَمَّا بِنِعْمَةِ رَبِّكَ فَحَدِّثْ سبحانك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
Hi, can I have one? No. Boss, Egbon.